Fuck. Excuse my language here. What's up, William? You talking about Seven Cities kid? You talking about her? Welcome in, everybody, as people are walking in. So, I'm going to show you guys something else now, too. Okay, earlier I was speaking on how Trump was violating the Constitution with one of the constitutional provisions that has been backed up since in 1989. There was Texas versus Johnson, where he was making political speech, and it was very specific. And then in 1990, Article 1 decided to create a law. Congress passed a law, Flag Protection Act, and the Supreme Court come back affirming the Johnson, Texas v. Johnson case, and backed it up. 9009, whatever. 90, because they've already made case law on it. So it's already the law of the states and the law of the land. Now, the problem that we're facing here is that these people that we know, everybody in the 1A community knows that a lot of these municipalities are liars. And they like to believe that, make everybody believe that, oh, we need you to keep us safe and all that other stuff. So they fudge the stats. So I'm going to show you in this one right here, where they literally do, and we have a politician and a journalist that did the background that came on Waters Live, Jesse Waters. A lot of people don't like him. He might be a square and all, but it's the witness and the DOJ got the receipts. So if you listen to the receipts, you'll hear it for yourself. All right. So let's listen to this.
You don't need the car. Well, homicides in DC hit a 30-year high just 2 years ago. So, okay, it's down from a 30-year high in an election year. But did crime actually go down? Or did Washington fudge the numbers?
We'll go to a scene where somebody's shot. There's shell casings. They've got bullet holes in them. But they're not cooperating with the police, which is not uncommon in some parts of the city. And the captain will tell them, hey, look, let's just take an injured person to the hospital instead of a shooting report, which that makes it...
So that's the head of the police union.
Incident, not a crime. It's not followed up on. It never gets reported to...
in D.C., telling on his own police.
FBI, and it never goes down as a shooting stat.
The city transitioned attempted homicide to jaywalking. And they caught one guy red-handed at a computer.
Back in May, we found out that a police commander of a police district was stripped of his police authority and suspended.
Did you hear that? There was a commander that was going to precincts that was from 1PP going and changing the stats. Listen to this. Hey, man, they got caught red-handed.
And it never goes down as a shooting stat.
The city transitioned attempted homicide to jaywalking. And they caught one guy red-handed at a computer.
Back in May, we found out that a police commander of a police district was stripped of his police authority and suspended. The allegation was that he was going into police databases and changing felonies to misdemeanors to keep crime stats trending lower in his district.
So they were telling us that crime was down, but it's not what it seemed like when you looked around. I mean, even politicians were getting carjacked and sucker punched and robbed. Every night there was a shooting on the local news. How much you want to bet other cities were under...
No, this is before Putin. They were going to do this anyway. I disagree with that. They were going to do this anyway because there's a constitutional provision, and he ran on it, and I remember him saying that he was going to federalize the police, starting in DC. You don't remember that, Dubwubs? Go back in 2000... Let's see. The beginning of 2024. You'll find it. Google it.
...reporting crime for better headlines and political props. All of this is about to stop. What Trump's doing in D.C. is a blueprint for every other city in the country. Have the guard...
Now, you heard me check... Now, hold up.
So they can...
Y'all know that I'm not picking sides here. I am not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican, even though they have me down as a registered Democrat at the Secretary of State. I called out Donald Trump. Dubs, I don't know if you were here, but 12 other thousand people were, if you go back and look at my last live stream. Now, in that one, we seen, I proved where in Texas v. Johnson, that flag burning was not against the law and it was a constitutionally protected activity. Not that I would or I would expect any of you to do so. But unfortunately, it is freedom of expression. If you buy it, it's yours. You can burn it. Now, before you do, I suggest you remember what those guys in World War I and World War II fought for, and all those dead men. You go and look at all those dead men and see what they fought for, because that's who you're hurting the most when you do it. You know, using that as a troll tactic to get to tell me that if you're wanting to burn a flag and you're in the first 1A community, you're telling on yourself. You're letting me and everybody else know that you are a fucking bona fide Democrat. And we're not supposed to be political, remember? Anyways, moving on. I'm just calling out the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. So this woman right here heard Donald Trump conspire earlier. Now, we're also talking about this right here where I'm proving it. Where they fudged and a commander was caught and charged. Listen again.
Back in May, we found out that a police commander of a police district was stripped of his police authority and suspended. The allegation was that he was going into police databases and changing felonies to misdemeanors to keep crime stats trending lower in his district.
So they were telling us that crime was down, but it's not what it seemed like when you looked around. I mean, even politicians were getting carjacked and sucker punched and robbed. Every night there was a shooting on the local news. How much you want to bet other cities were underreporting crime for better headlines and political props? All of this is about to stop. What Trump's doing in D.C. is a blueprint for every other city.
Whether you like this or not, whether I like this or not, it's constitutional and there's precedent for it, and therefore he can federalize it for 6 months. He's allowed to do it. So if that was a Democrat or a Republican, I don't know if I like the idea of them picking on the homeless, but everything else, as far as like going after people, that cashless bail crap where you can go and murder somebody and get out on a $5 bill. No. Look, It is what it is, but this right here is a fact. They caught him, and then it turned into this today. So let's go back to what we heard today. Let me go back because I have this recorded on my...
But that's happening on the turn.
Okay, maybe it wasn't. Hold up. I'm going to go to the live, where it was live. Okay.
The other day.
So it was before this.
Our goal is to continue to ramp up our, encounters here at the interdiction stations and make sure we're getting these guys off the road.
If you can't read the signs, you can't follow the law, you're putting people's lives at risk. It's unacceptable.
I don't understand why this is taking
AI
this
chip
all
sales
the
to
way
China.
up to that point. Man, I had it up, man. I don't know which hour it was. Lord, all right, here it is. Here it is.
I acted like I was so proud as they said, we've had zero.
So let's go to the part where...
139 illegal alien criminals have been removed, and we have 6 known gangs.
So it was 3 hours ago. Was it 3 hours? It might have been the American News. Let me see. I want to get to that part because that's where it was, and
Murders
yeah.
in the last week.
There we go. I think. Yeah, that's not it.
And some of these people were from foreign countries. They said, that doesn't sound so good. And I said, well,
Maybe it's on the focus here. It's at the end of that. Yeah, here it is.
Most dangerous.
So, we already watched the part, and if you guys want to go back and watch the earlier one, you can. But now I'm going to go into when Mr. Miller here, the chief of staff, goes and speaks more on the facts of what Pam Bondi was doubling down on. Everything they said was lawful all the way up until they violated the law and they conspired against their own oath. And on top of that, the head of the, what do they call that? The U.S. Marshals Division gave Donald Trump a freaking badge, a U.S. Marshal badge. So he's already sworn in as Commander-in-Chief. Don't be surprised if he acts like a law enforcement officer now. That's just something to look out for. Don't be surprised at him having arrest authority. Don't be surprised, because that's what tyrants do. And remember, the Democrats are worse. So anything I talk about the Republicans on, the Democrats are 10 times worse. Remember, the wing of the same bird, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Listen to what Steve Miller's saying here, Chief of Staff.
The city can remember a time in their lives when there has been no murders. You can work with the police department for 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. We've checked the records. No one can even find a record of being murder-free for as long as we've been murder-free under President Trump's leadership. Additionally, and the President spoke about this before, we've uncovered, in the process of uncovering, a massive scandal in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
with the doctrine of crime stats. So the Department of Justice, under the Attorney General, is leading the effort to cover this. But when we ultimately share the results,
That's crazy.
the extent to which, even though DC had the worst crime in America, honestly measured, it dramatically understates how bad it was. There's even accusations that murders and homicides were reported as accidents instead of murders. I mean, this is how severe the manipulation of the crime data has been in the city, and it will all be uncovered and it will all be brought to light. You know, I've had a chance to spend some time, as did everyone here, with the police officers in the city. Members of the public are going up to them and thanking them, just overflowing with gratitude. Because for the first time in their lives, they can use the parks, they can walk on the streets. You have people who can walk freely at night without having to worry about being robbed or mugged. They're wearing their watches again. They're wearing jewelry again. They're carrying purses again. People have changed their whole lives in this city for fear of being murdered, mugged, and carjacked. It is a literal statement that President Trump has freed 700,000 people in this city who were living under the rule of criminals and thugs. And the last thing I'll say is that under the efforts of Terry, to my left and many here, what they found also is that the street criminals here in Washington, D.C. were doing business directly with the transnational criminal cartels, the foreign terrorist organizations. So not only was the city being run by these criminal thugs, but they were working with some of the most dangerous terrorist organizations on the planet to traffic weapons and drugs into this city. And we are...
That is what Pam Bondi went to the grand jury to get indictments for these people. You're going to see that coming down the train. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to come down. Crap always rolls downhill. So they're backing up what they're saying. But you got to remember, it's the politicians that's allowing this to happen to begin with. It's always been these dirty, rotten pieces of crap that continue to disrespect the honor of our country and what we stand for, and for people to, as a free nation under God, with inalienable rights that's been given to us, our Bill of Rights. That is what I'm trying to get people to understand. I'm trying to get people to understand this. Because I got a set of people that are trolling me so bad inside the 1A community because they won't admit what they really are. They're wolves in sheep's clothing because they'll come out and they do awesome. They got some awesome content, you know, putting these tyrants in check, but at the same time, they're putting themselves in a political stance and making it personal and making it a political thing instead of a constitutional thing. Remember, man, this is not about racism. This is not about xenophobic bullshit, all the phobes and the isms. This is about tyranny. This is about right and wrong. This is about right and wrong, ladies and gentlemen. That's all this is about. And we're gonna stand in the here and now. We're not gonna go into what ifs. You know, because I could say that too. Well, what if we just decided to let that piece of garbage Hitler go? There'd be a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed devils walking around, wouldn't there be? Huh? Yeah. Careful what you ask for. Just might get it. That's why I'm scared. When he starts making executive orders against flag burning, you know damn well you'll never see Wolverine. Ever. Wolvie will never burn a flag with that type of conscience. I won't do it. I won't do it, man. But to sit here and to hear them conflate all this other stuff, and then we got these guys, and they got the evidence that they was fudging the books, and they was lying and deceiving to the public, making us believe that there was a crime that wasn't that bad. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Remember this, all liars shall have their part in the lake of fire. And I believe all these people that are allowing this to happen, you're going to burn in hell. She is being praised by a lot of people in my chat, And there's a lot of people that hate her. And I disrespect her today because she said that she would enforce that law without interfering with the First Amendment. How can you enforce a law of burning an American flag and not violate that person's First Amendment right? Explain that to anybody want to explain that to me? I'm reading. How? How can you do it? I got over just under 1,000 people in here. Can somebody tell me? I would like to know. Exactly, Jonathan. See, you've been around me a long time. You know I'm a constitutionalist. You know I love my country. Why in the Sam hell? Jonathan, please put my link in here. We need to get some of these people on board. I got over 1,000 people in here. You know, we need to pay attention to stuff like this. We're in the here and now. We need to deal with it in the here and now. That's the only way that we're going to get anywhere, is to deal with it in the here and now. So when Steve Miller gets up there, and let's listen to him again. Let's listen to him again, how he articulates it. Now, we already know that commander, that high commander that was set on the mission to go to all the precincts in DC was to take all these people and all the crime stats and rewrite them as small incidences instead of murders and felony assaults. So for an example, if somebody hit somebody while they were trying to steal them, or the guy on a motorcycle that just got done filling up at a gas station, I guess they had some words. Well, the guy chased him down, hit him, knocked him off the bike, and killed him. They said that was just an accident. Not that was first-degree murder, because it was. The guy died as a result of an action that you had with malice to chase him down. They wrote that up as an accident. That's bullshit. And if you go and look at it, you'll see it for yourself. Do your own homework. Well, let's listen to this.
Their place. Steve Miller, please say a few words.
Thank you, sir. So just to, first of all, follow up on what the Vice President said. No police officer working in the city can remember a time in their lives when there has been no murders. You can work with the police department for 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. We've checked the records. No one can even find a record of being murder-free for as long as they've been murder-free under President Trump's leadership. Additionally, and the President spoke about this before, but we've uncovered, in the process of uncovering, a massive scandal in Washington, D.C. with the doctoring of crime stats. And the Department of Justice, under the Attorney General, is leading the effort to uncover this. But when we ultimately share the results, it will stun you. The extent to which, even though D.C. had the worst crime in America, honestly measured, it dramatically understated how bad it was. There's even accusations that murders and homicides were reported as accidents. This is how severe the manipulation of the crime data has been in the city, and it will all be uncovered and it will all be brought to light. You know, I've had a chance to spend some time, as has everyone here, with the police officers in the city.
Reagans, you're right. However, you're right. However, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. You're right. They're trying to turn the American people.
Walk freely at night.
They are trying to turn the American people against each other. They tried with race wars forever. We got past that because we're better than that. The American people are good people, man. I would say half of the cops are good people. It's just that the cops are watching other cops commit crimes, and they think that that they're not a part of it. Just like Pam Bondi sat there and listened to the president sign an executive order against flag burning when just 30 seconds before that he articulated, which he'll get his qualified immunity taken from him if they do it right, which is he said it was a 5-4 decision. Okay? Texas v. Johnson. And then in 1990, they created an act, a flag burning act, to protect the flag. The Supreme Court knocked it down and said it's freedom of expression. You can't ever do that again. Never. Now let's go on.
With the police officers in the city, members of the public are going up to them and thanking them.
I agree with this. I agree with what he's saying there.
They can use the parks. They can walk on the streets. You have people who can walk freely at night without having to worry about being robbed or mugged or wearing their
It's sad that they had to federalize people so people can walk around freely like we do. See, the people in the Downriver area and Detroit and different places, people can literally walk down the street in peace without being harassed. And most people are open carrying, or they got CPLs. That's what stopped most of the crime around here. Man, we got over 1,000 people in here, man. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button. Come on, let's keep this going, because I'm telling the truth. I'm calling out all sides. Leave your bias at the door. Be a man, be a woman, be real about it, and let's call out our leadership. Whether you like them or not, whether you freaking voted for them or not, they're still your leaders.
They're wearing jewelry again. They're carrying purses again. People had changed their whole lives in this city for fear of being murdered, mugged, and carjacked. It is a literal statement that President Trump has freed 700,000 people in this city who are living under the rule of criminals and thugs. The last thing I'll say is that under the efforts of Terry, to my left and many here, what they found also is that the street criminals here in Washington D.C. were doing business directly
there you go, Jonathan.
with the transnational criminal cartels
Thank you.
and foreign terrorist organizations. So not only was the city being run by these criminal thugs, but they were working with some of the most dangerous organizations
I never agreed using the military against the people, but fortunately for them, it is a constitutional prevention inside D.C. where there is federal, where they are, like in all these major cities where they are actually enforcing federal law and they have federal buildings. That's what the big beautiful bill's passing. They're going to federalize that, and them inner cities, they're going to get control over them. Not because Wolverine said so. It's because of the big beautiful bill that passed legislatively and the voters and what the voters wanted. They're doing. Donald Trump was not and did not lie to the American people. He looked them right dead in the eyes and told you the last 8 years what he was going to do. And he did it. He did it.
To traffic weapons and drugs into this city. And what we are covering every day is shocking to us, and we look forward to sharing all the results with you. But President Trump, your leadership has uncovered some of the great public safety scandals of our life, and now because of you, people are safe and free for the first time ever in this city.
Remember when he said he was going to drain the swamp? That's what he's talking about. Him being a tyrant too. You know, I know that all narcissists are tyrants, but there is some good that's coming out of here. Anything's better than them damn Democrats.
Well, see, if you know Los Angeles.
And trust me, I don't like Republicans. I don't. I think they're fake.
Beverly Hills is, a great place. I have a house there. I had a house there. I used to stay a lot of time, spend a lot of time there. And a great place. You know that I have friends, they leave their trunk open for their car because they know they're going to be vandalized. They don't want the trunk ripped off in order for them to steal what's in the back. They leave the doors open, so when they go in to steal the radio or whatever they take, that they don't rip off the door. They leave the doors totally open, so the criminals, when they go and open the door, they'll have to break the windows and kill the car in order to steal.
Yeah, he would, Kim.
In the car that they're looking for, and that's at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody lives like that. I have another friend. He has a garage, and in order
Yeah,
to
now
use
he's
his
using
garage
my
door,
words.
He leaves it open, so the people can just walk into his garage, take whatever they want.
This guy is so one-sided, he can't see the forest through the trees. Why are you using my acronyms? Get out of here with that bullshit. Go on with your game.
Criminals. All over Los Angeles this is taking place. And you know that. I mean, you've heard that. Christy, could you say a few words?
And the Democrats made Donald Trump look like Mother Teresa. Now what?
The text that you used today was of the 1,000 arrests that have happened already so far, 439 of them were illegal criminals, which means they never...
TK says exactly.
That they were in this country, invaded over our southern border or our northern border or maritime seas, and then they committed crimes against the American people. So by getting those individuals incarcerated, we stopped those violent crimes from happening here in the city. And sir, they do. Exactly like Stephen was talking, they have ties to cartels. They have networks across this country and other cities. So by what you're doing
You don't have heard, huh?
in
Okay.
Miami, in Chicago, in other cities, because you're grabbing those networks.
You guys are showing
information and targeting information to go and get.
I just thank God that I don't have to answer to you or your tyranny. I'm thanking God that you're not sitting in those positions. I'm thanking God that it's bad enough we have him. It's bad enough we had Biden. It's bad enough we had these Obama, Bill Clinton, both the father and son presidents, which was the Bushes. Thank God we had one decent president that got Gorbachev to stop his tyranny, to release the USSR, so that one that was invaded by Putin again, but would have its own sovereignty. I'm telling you, man, this fake news that we're listening to these days is so bad. There's so many people, not 10 of you agree with each other out here. I got over 1,200 people in my stream right now, and none of you can say the same thing about each other. None of you. The only people that are with me that knows what I'm talking about, like this dude right here, TK, you know what you're saying. You've been listening to me. They're the wing of the same bird. The bird only has one brain. Remember, right wing, left wing. Flap, flap, flap. What is it? The head in the middle, it's one brain. It's one thought. It's one mind. They're in one mind and one accord. Now, if you agree to that, hit that like button. Hit that like button right now. I want to see those like buttons go up. Come on, we're at 70 likes. Hit it. Hit those like buttons, man. If you agree that they are the wing of the same bird, and they are starting this division to begin with, do your thing. But while you're doing that, I'm going to push play.
More criminals across this country. So thank you for the work that you're doing. We have ICE and CBP, Federal Protective Services, Secret Service, HSI. All of our officers are working with all the other agencies every day here in DC, and they're so proud to have this kind of partnership. So we're so glad that you're letting them do their jobs again. And I don't know if you've heard, sir, but the recruitment campaign for ICE, when we were going to hire 10,000 new officers, we've got over 130,000 people that have applied and raised their hands and said they want to work with ICE. So no matter what the fake news says or what the media says about ICE not having support, they've got incredible support from the American people.
I agree, GC.
And help them do what they're doing to make America safe again. So,
but you can't criminalize. Remember this. You cannot criminalize a constitutionally protected activity.
So it was dead. During the campaign, they couldn't get, every story was the Army can't fill up, the Marines, none of them could fill up. They were way behind. We couldn't get anybody to go into the military, couldn't get a police. We've just set records on everybody wants to be in. Everybody wants to go in. And we're taking incredible people. I mean, the level of, because of the Supreme Court, it's based on merit.
Him bodies a bot.
If you need strong people, you have to get strong people. It's all based on merit. But we're setting records in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
He is. That is true.
One of my favorites, because I happen to have created it, Space Force. We're very proud of Space Force. It's amazing.
Recruitment. I've already seen the numbers, man.
China was killing
I've already
us.
seen
Russia
it.
was
It's
beating
true.
us. China was killing us. We're now killing China. We are leading in space by a lot because of Space Force. So we're very proud. But everybody wants to go in. We went from not, and you know how bad that is for the spirit when every story that you were writing a year ago was that nobody wants to go into the military anymore. And if you're in the military, you know how deflating that is? You go and be a family. Nobody wants a job that you have. Well, now it's the opposite. Everybody wants to be there. And that includes police and fire and everything else.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to
Just the presence we're stopping.
look at that link.
We've stopped 7 wars.
Smash that link.
And really the number is actually 10,
And,
we're not including a couple. And we're not including
subscribe.
the,
Appreciate
what we
it.
did with Iran.
Just trying to grow my channel. I got a small channel, man. Let's grow my channel.
They would have had a nice big nuclear weapon to use. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Pete, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. President, thank you very much for your leadership. And the Defense Department is proud to be a part of this task force. Just like we have been down at the southwest border, where crossings are at 0, we've got natural defense areas where we're working with Border Patrol to secure the southern border for the American people. Just like Los Angeles, where ICE officers deserve to do their job without being attacked, we're really proud to be a part of defending the nation's capital and ensuring it is safe.
Appreciate your subs. Appreciate your love.
Let me tell you, the morale.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Talking to them. They love this mission. They're grateful to be doing it, whether they're DC National Guard or other state National Guards. And at your direction as well, sir, it's just common sense to make sure they're armed as well. And so we're rolling out ensuring they're armed, capable of defending themselves and others if need be, supporting law enforcement.
I don't know, Adam. I don't know.
You just accomplished with Iran.
I'm not there. I didn't see him.
Back and forth. Flawless. Every bomb hit its target. They went right down those chutes. Dark at night. No moon. No nothing. Every target, every bomb went right down. They have a chute that goes right down deep into the mountain. And they shouldn't have put ventilation in, I can tell you, because we used that for our advantage. What they did, and we had the pilots and even the people that took care of the planes.
Yeah, we did tear them off.
At the White House a couple of weeks ago. And you know, I didn't realize this, but they said, we've been looking at their predecessors, and then these were the pilots. They said, we gave them beautiful medals. And I'll show you the medal. Give them the medal just like this. See? Just like that. They were so happy. They go give them out for that. It was an incredible job. You know, we had 52 tankers. People don't realize, so that they could refuel.
Wow.
We had many fighter jets, F-22s, F-35s. We had many. It was an amazing operation.
Ain't no joke
It
either.
was flawless. Compare that to the operation when they went in with the helicopters crashing and everyone running around the desert and the prisoners being taken. And that was Jimmy Carter. And what a horrible thing. This was the exact opposite. This was the exact opposite of what they did in leaving a very, very nice place. The Taliban runs a tough operation in Afghanistan, and I think it was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That was Biden. I was leaving, and we would have left through strength, tremendous strength. We would have kept Bagram, which is the air base, one of the largest runways in the world. One of the most.
He is right.
You could land anything on it. Many, many feet thick.
We
You don't
should have
build
kept
that
it.
way anymore. You can't.
That wimp
we
let
left it,
let
and
the
that's
enemy
how
have
we
it.
that air base. This was the most incompetent administration in history, the Biden administration. And you're just lucky.
They could have did better, man.
If they won, you wouldn't have a country anymore. And so, Pete, you started up by saying the
I agree
Department
with
of
that
Defense.
too.
And somehow it didn't sound good to me.
We're still gonna lose
You
it.
know, it didn't sound good. Defense, what are we defense? Why are we defense? So it used to be called the Department of War. And it had a stronger sound. And as you know, we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything. Now we have a Department of Defense. We're defenders. I don't know. If you people want to, standing behind me, if you take a little vote, if you want to change it back to what it was when we used to win wars all the time, that's okay with me. All right?
That's coming.
You let me know if you want to do it. I think Department of War. It just sounded bad. He said, sir, on behalf of the Department of Defense. Defense? I don't want to be defense only. We want defense, but we want offense too, if that's okay. So you'll make a decision. But you know, as Department of War, we won everything. We won everything. And I think we're going to have to go back to that. In the meantime, I've stopped all of these wars. I've stopped them. A big one would have been...
Smash that like button, y'all.
And
We got
we stopped them all. We stopped
48 people in
wars
here.
go to Africa.
Let's bring it up. We only got 108 likes. Bring them likes up.
Black people. And I did great with
Make sure
black
you
people.
subscribe to me
But
now.
they say he's a racist. He's a racist. I said, really? For 35 years, a war raged between Rwanda and the Republic of the Congo. And it was a vicious war. 9 million people were killed with machetes, largely.
He's right.
That went on for 30
I
more than
checked
30
that,
years,
man. He's
34,
right.
35 years. And
This is a few hours ago, so I fact checked all this. That's what I'm telling you. What's right? What's wrong in this?
The war stopped, but I got it stopped and saved a lot of lives. The Congo, it's deepest, darkest Africa. I got that war stopped. Nobody else could have done that. We did a lot of jobs. We did a lot of wars were stopped that nobody thought would even be possible. And I'll tell you what, the war with India and Pakistan, that was the next level. That was going to be a nuclear war. They already shot down 7 jets. That was raging. And I said, you guys want to do trade? We're not doing any trade. We're not doing anything with you if you keep fighting. You get 24 hours to settle it. They said, well, there's no more war going. And I use that.
Trump's right half of the time. He does exaggerate a lot. But he's a hell of a lot better than Biden.
And the one I thought would be easiest, frankly, was going to be Russia.
He's still a tyrant, though.
But that turns out to be some big personality conflicts. It's one of those things. But we're going to get that stopped eventually. We're going to get that stopped too. 7,000 soldiers died last week. Think of that, 7,000. I usually say 5,000, but 7,221 soldiers died last week in the fight between Ukraine and Russia. And they're not our soldiers, but they're souls. They're living souls, and they leave their homes, and they wave to their parents, and their parents are so proud as they leave in a beautiful uniform.
A lot of jealous people.
A week later,
Sad.
they get their head blown off by a drone. New form of military. It's a whole new form of fighting. So I would just like to thank the people that are behind me. Thank you very much. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it very much.
Paul, I hear you.
We're doing a real job, and I'm so proud of DC.
Why stop them? Why stop who? Be more specific.
Garbage is off the streets. It's terrible. I came in
Oh yeah,
a month and a half
major.
ago. I'm driving down and I see garbage.
They hate this guy so much that they will throw the baby out with the bathwater. They will.
But you know what I'm talking about.
It's sad.
Plenty of them outside of this country and inside of this country. Baltimore is a horrible.
Why would a country? I got a question for you, and this is just a question. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave an explanation point behind it. Why would a white Caucasian president look the television eye in the eye and say white supremacy is done, and then let the border wide open? Why would he do that?
No, he wants to take a walk with me. He meant it in a derogatory tone. I said, no, I'm the president of the United States. Clean up your crime and I'll walk with you. But it's tremendous crime. But he was trying to be derogatory. He doesn't have what it takes. But he's trying to be derogatory. And I met him at the Army-Navy game. They said, oh, there's Governor Moore. He'd love to see you. He came over to me, hugged me, shook my hand. You were there. He said, sir, you're the greatest president of my lifetime. I said, well, it's really nice that you say that. I'd love you to say it publicly, but I don't think you can do that, so it's okay. But no, sir, you're doing a fantastic job. I want to just shake your hand. Thank you very much, Governor. That was it. And then every time I see him on television, he's knocking the hell out of me. So, but that's all right. That's called politics. But Governor Moore's is doing a bad job. Newsom's doing a bad job.
Yeah.
All of their potential candidates are doing a bad job. I can't imagine Pritzker being even a candidate, but somebody said he is. He can't do the work, can't do the job. He's not temperamentally suited. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Do you have some questions?
Is the Pentagon, and maybe the Secretary of Defense can weigh in too, is the Pentagon preparing for military deployment to Chicago? And with what you said there, are you waiting for the government?
We're ready to go anywhere. We have a full complement of great human beings. We're full. You know, our military is full. We were way empty 1 year ago. Now we're full. So we can go anywhere on less than 24 hours notice.
Sorry about that, y'all.
To our border anymore. Nobody. Doesn't that feel good to know that you don't have prisoners coming in and, you know, killers, murderers? We had 11,888 murderers come in, led in by the Biden administration. Many of them have been captured, but we still have a couple of thousand.
What's a fresh fart?
That are out there. Some of them, 50% of them killed more than one person. Okay, but a lot of them have been captured. What they've done?
He's orange.
These people that circle this moron that we had behind this desk. What they've done to our country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. I mean, if you think so much of our time is devoted to correcting a problem that all they had to do is say close the borders. Remember when he said, well, I have no power to close the border. I have to go back and get an act from Congress. I didn't get an act from Congress. I came in, I said, close the borders. And Tom Homan, who's not here, has been fantastic, Christina. Tom Homan is great. He's a fantastic man and respected by everybody. But I said, Tom...
Well, if that's the case, Felicia, all of them are.
The borders were closed.
That'd be all of them.
Get permission. We just closed the borders. And in the last 3 months, hard to believe this one, too.
I know more Democrats that need to be in prison for violating the Constitution than Republicans. But there are Republicans in there. Trust me, I'm against them.
Thank you, President. Mr.
Sucker free, it's always good to see you, man.
13 gangbanger and human trafficker Kilmar Abrego Garcia turned
It's the only other managing mod in here.
Comment on this, and why are the Democrats
Besides the ones that I have.
This man who beats his wife and is part
Welcome
of a
back, brother.
terrorist organization.
Because they think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes. He beat the hell out of his wife.
Release the aliens from Area 51. That's funny.
And you know, through a
That's
system
funny.
of liberal courts, you know, he's doing things. But no, we have that under control, and Pam has got that very much under control. Do you want to comment on it?
No, we've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children.
Wow.
The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals.
That's
want him to be.
crazy.
And as part of this operation here in DC, we've also taken off MS-13 members. We've taken, I think just last night, we got
You know what?
TVA
Can anybody explain to me
right here, right around.
why people constantly on that side, it's never on the right, it's always on the left side. Because I'm against them both. They're the wing of the same bird. But why is it that the left is always in line for the tree jumper? A tree jumper is a child molester. Okay? Why are they always enabling child molesters? Has anybody questioned that anywhere? Just curious.
Where we all work. Another TDA member gone because of this project. So we're going to keep America safe from all of these foreign terrorist organizations, including Abrego Garcia.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I hear you. I hear you.
Including 5 journalists.
Mojo.
This happened
Yeah.
overnight, today. I didn't know. Any reaction to
I'm
this?
just saying. Oh, when I ask a question like that, oh yeah, I'm serious.
I'm the one that got
I'm
the
serious as a
hostages
heart
out, I
attack.
got 'em out.
For
All
real.
of them. Steve Woodcock has
It's
been
sick.
amazing. He's done a great job. But I'm
It's
the one that
disgusting.
got them all out through my people and through me. And now we're
All these
left
baby
with probably a
raping
little bit less than
foreigners
20%.
coming over here.
1 or 2 are gone.
Every one of them, man. All you got to do is open your effing eyes. Look them up.
That final 10 or 20,
If you don't know that, you're either lying to me, or you're so biased you can't see the forest through the trees. And that's my saying. I've been saying that for a long time now.
Well, I heard that there were raids on churches over the last few days, very vicious raids on churches by the new government and.
Well, they haven't proven it yet, George.
They went into
So
a military base and got information. They probably shouldn't have done that, but I heard bad things.
How you been, Gloria?
I'll be finding out. As you know, your new president's coming in just a couple of hours. Coming here, I look forward to meeting him. But we won't stand for that. We just won't stand for that.
Are you prepared to order National Guard troops, though, into American cities if those governors don't request the federal deployment?
I am, but I also think that, look, Chicago...
So he just said he is. He said if those American cities don't request the federalization, he's going to send them anyways. I wonder what law he's going to use.
It is. Everybody's standing there.
I'm not going to say it.
Have to be doing any
I know he
studies.
can.
They should be saying, please come in. Pritzker should be saying that. You know, I did a favor for Christy Whitman.
She might be, Nick.
Whitmer. A good favor, I think, with the fish, the carp.
Yeah, that is a dictator. When you take a constitutional law, see, let me help you out here. Is that Demetrius? Let me help you out here. When you act in color of law, which is there's a USC 243 and 242, and then 241 would be Bondi standing behind it, committing that conspiracy with 242. So you got 241 and 242 USC Title 18, 241 and 242. They are committing it. And Aaron V. Cooper says if you are not if you've taken an oath as a judicial officer or as elective or judicial, so it's judicial, elective, and what's the other one? Judicial, legislator. So you got the legislator, the judicial, and the elective. It said if any of those officers go against their constitutional oath, they commit the crime of violating their oath. Under Aaron V. Cooper, it's called treason and it carries 5 years. Look it up. It's treasonous.
And it's taken over your Great Lakes. You know about that, right? And she came and she wanted to know if it's possible for us to do something about it.
Okay, so Nathan, tell me where under that act that's connected to the Patriot Act as well. All right, because the Patriot Act and that run parallel together. All right, tell me where that's happening. Where's the insurrection at and how they do it? How they do it? Just tell me real quick.
Well, I'll do, but I think it's appropriate that the person from Illinois, the governor from Illinois, asks also. It's a tremendously expensive project, actually. It's invasive. It's horrible what's happened, and we can do it with GSA and various people. but we can do it. We're gonna just have to see what happens, okay? We're gonna have to see what happens, but
You have the legal authority.
the governor of Michigan came, was very
I
respectful.
think they gave him a U.S. Marshal badge, and he's already got a code of conduct as the commander in chief, and he's already been sworn in. He might be a U.S. Marshal now. You never know what they'll pull that into.
Asked for it. She's done a good job. I did that. I opened the Air Force Base, kept it open for F-35s and various planes, F-22s too. I did that for the state of Michigan at her request. And I will, and also at our congressman.
I hear you, Robin.
Unbelievably pro-Michigan up there. But some of this stuff.
Scotty, you're wrong.
The Great Lakes. This is a big problem that nobody ever talks about. Most of you probably have never heard of. We have a pretty violent fish that comes from China, China carp, Chinese carp, and you see them jumping out. They jump into boats and they jump all over the place. They've got a lot of energy, and there's a way of getting rid of them. It's very expensive. And
you know what? This is to all politicians. Carry on. Yeah, I'm a child about it. Who gives a shit? Whoo, damn. Oh, Lord, I wish I wouldn't have did that. I fucked myself up on that one. You damn Skippy I did, because they're all full of it. They're all clowns.
And I didn't get a request from the governor of Illinois.
So when they release those people that we all know that Bill Clinton was there, we all know that Bush was there, we all know that all these ex-presidents, Adam Schiff, and a few other congressmen and women, we know they were there. So what are you guys going to do when you find out that Trump's not on that list? Then what? You going to say they took him off? I'm just curious.
Affected maybe more than anybody else, right? And I think until I get that request from that guy, I'm not going to do anything about it. And I feel the same way about crime. We go in, we will solve Chicago within 1 week.
Hey, that fart was perfect. You tell me that wasn't in line with what we're hearing right now.
But within 1 week, we will have no crime in Chicago, just like we have no crime in DC. But, I don't like to go in and do it and then have somebody stand up and say what a great job he's doing on crime. And we don't want the military in our state. We don't want the military. Do you understand?
I agree, Jennifer.
Do you understand that?
Yeah,
he uses who he uses.
I think, I feel like we go in and we do it, like here. To a lesser extent with the mayor, she hasn't been terrible, but she hasn't been, exactly saying, oh, great. She did say last night, I heard her say that, well, we really don't want the military in D.C. Well, that's, not very nice, I guess. That's a little bit of a hit. But she's not as bad as some. We saved Los Angeles, and all we did is get criticized by this.
For God's sake, Newscomb and Mayor Karen ass California 100%. Can you imagine a guy that couldn't even keep water and fire hydrants in his state, that has been apprised that him and Trump has been talking about it for 8 years and already got the chain of commerce to approve the water to come down from Canada to flow straight into their reservoirs? I gotta go, guys. I gotta go, but you guys have a great day. God bless. We'll do another one later on tonight. If you like it, smash that like button. If you're gonna come back, subscribe, and we'll see you in a while. God bless. I'm back quiet reading the mail for show.